more computers for next year graduates. So, oh, I guess so. Oh, that's right. We got a little thank you card from the Laquesta
Do you want to
people.
read this? Just this part down here.
Okay.
The thank you card.
A thank you card from Laquesta. We feel so lucky to get to partner with you this year and to benefit our students. Thank you for making this commitment to support our graduates' goals. And this is only one step that we are taking in adopting Laquesta High School, because we do the Student of the Month, and we're going to continue with this computer award. And I hope we have more opportunities to help Laquesta in the future.
All right. And we also had some team Rotary out. I believe this was coordinated by Tina, who I don't see today, but at the poker run with it was a Boys and Girls Club fundraiser, and had some volunteers out there helping the cause. Looks like Diana was in full force with the flag. So thanks to all of you who stepped up to help with that. And
was that a fundraiser or?
yeah, it was a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club. Diana, do you have more to add?
It was really fun.
For those of you on Zoom, she says it was really fun.
Really cool car.
So I think it was car enthusiasts came, and there was some sort of course,
Every
and
stop you pick up a card, your best poker hand at the end wins.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
oh, there, Bill knows more than me.
And we ended at Camp Whittier and had a barbecue and people did the zip line. Jan did the zip line.
Oh, we had Jan on the zip line at Camp Whittier at the end. $60,000 raised.
Let's get rid of those
Awesome.
dolphins and get a poker down.
Well, thanks to all of you who helped out with that. I know Tina appreciates it when the Rotarians are able to step up and help her out. And President Eric stepped down. I know Sandra put a lot of time into that, as did many of you who were involved in that committee. Lots of fun last week. So thank you, Sandra.
Brand new certificate of participation.
Yeah, we got Eric Eggnog Ryan,
Suitable for fame.
which I was told the reason he didn't give out the recipe is because no one asked for it. So you gotta ask. All right, and then we started the year off with a bang at Diana's house for an Independence Day celebration. Diana is always so warm and welcoming and having us over, so that was an exciting time. I saw Judas pie that she made for that, which looked amazing.
I never got a taste of it. It went so fast. Oh, and this was left at the party in case someone recognizes it.
We got a flag decoration that was left over.
Intentionally.
It's a doormat.
All right, and Diana, do you want to tell us about your upcoming happy hour? I may need you to come up here. Make you walk.
All righty. Real quick. All right, but don't touch, right? Oh.
You don't have to just be staring at me.
All right. Hi, we're going to be meeting at the Benchmark, and that's on State and Anapupu. And I picked this evening because Thursday nights are the Roar and Pour, and it's an event on that block. And they've combined, I think, with the Granada and that bar next door. And there's a full, when I was there last week, there's a full band there. and there's music and dancing, and we couldn't get right out front of it. But I thought if we were there, you could walk out, dance, look around, and walk around thereafter. So to me, being a Santa Barbarian, I was so thrilled to see all the people, particularly in this part of town, just families, everybody enjoying themselves. So if you haven't been to a happy hour for a while, give it a try. You don't have to come right at 5:30, cruise in whenever you want and say hello.
All right, thanks for coordinating that, Diana. All right, and so Karen has been doing a lot of work and planning behind the scenes to update the communications. And so if you haven't checked your inbox, you may have noticed she refreshed the Bugle and it's got a whole new look. And so instead of having a Bugle and Club Communications and the Friends of Rotary lists, we've kind of combined it all into this one that Karen's put a lot of work on creating. So this is something that you can send to your friends. If you have people that you want to be on our Friends of Rotary list who you think should be getting our latest news, let Karen know and she'll add them and they'll be getting this monthly. And then club members will still be getting reminders about.
Do you see if Karen can actually? I can put her on, see if she wants to.
Oh, yeah, Karen, do you want to say anything about this?
Did somebody ask a question in the audience?
Yes.
Any questions from the audience?
I can't hear what people are saying in the audience, so did I hear somebody say something?
How do you know what the lineup is for who's doing the flag salute and the invocation?
Okay, so it was asked, how do you know what the lineup is for who's doing the flag salute and the invocation, and where are we going to see those announcements?
So those are on the announcements of the program. So that is not going to be in the newsletter anymore because this is a public facing piece that members and non-members. So it's the other one that you received that announced the meeting, and that's at the bottom. You'll see the duties.
So there'll still be individual club meeting newsletters that will have all that information. And then Scott should also be bugging you too.
By the end of the Rotary year, I'll have it figured out. But I am trying to get people to volunteer. And I've sent actually 1 day's worth of invitations out. So pretty soon some people will get next week's or 2 weeks from now.
Are you in training again?
By the end of the year, I'll have it done.
Thank God we're only meeting twice a month.
All right, well, thank you, Karen. So we've got some committees are going. I know Bruce is coordinating the speaker committee. We'll be meeting right after this. So if you're on that committee or you want to be part of it, stay after. I know Jim, yes.
And if I could just say, we'll meet here, so if the rest of you guys can clear up. Okay, thank you.
All right, so he's just reminding everyone they're meeting at the table. And then Jim Rue, we've got fundraising.
Yeah, the first fundraising meeting is Tuesday the 13th. We're going to try to do the second Tuesday of every month. We may go to in-person, but we'll always have a Zoom component to it since I'm not here part of the year. If anybody who's not on that committee would like to be on it, please email me. But also, I'm going to get the Zoom information. I'll coordinate so everybody has the Zoom information for the meetings. So I would encourage you to join in some of the meetings to give us your feedback and your ideas. Joining the meeting doesn't mean you're trapped on the committee.
Four-way test.
And the last, to have successful fundraising, the committee can come up with some ideas and how to structure it, but it's not going to work if everybody in this room in the club doesn't participate And we'll be coming out with ways in which you can participate, like selling dolphins. And we'll be specific on that.
Thank you, Jim. So those of you on Zoom, if you couldn't hear it, the next meeting's July 13th. Jim will be sending out the information. Coming to a meeting doesn't make you obligated to be on the committee, and it takes every single one of us to raise those funds and support all the awesome projects that we're doing. And so everyone can contribute in some way.
Marketing marine mammals.
All right. And Janet, did you want to say anything about international service?
We normally have been meeting the fourth Wednesday of the month, but I will be on vacation that day. So for this month, we are meeting on July 15th by Zoom at 8 o'clock. And at that meeting, we'll make some decisions on how we're going to continue meeting in the future, whether it will continue on Zoom, when we can have some people participate, or in person where other people can participate, or maybe a mixture of both.
Awesome. Thank you, Janet. And I know Sandra had a eking in there with the membership committee info.
The membership committee, we're not up there, but I'm right here. Fourth Tuesday, got my calendar here, fourth Tuesday of the month at 8 a.m. via Zoom. So the first meeting is July 27th. And in case you didn't know this, all of you are on the membership committee. That's how it works, right? Yeah, that's how it works. And I actually have a gift for all of you to remember that. It's by, I think it was Joanne's request. These are little, they're backwards. You see how that works? They're stickers, but you can put them on the inside of your car. They stick on the inside window so they can show out the correct way. That makes sense. I'm sure you'll figure it out. So I'll come around and give one to everybody, and we expect to see it somewhere, maybe some window or something, but come to the membership committee meeting because we're going to have a good time.
You could just hand out mirrors with those.
Thank you, Sandra. And Scott, I know you had a question for the club related to RSVPs.
So this is I'm trying to get one thing done a day. Right now, when you're RSVPing, you're sending me the email, obviously, and but then I don't hear from the people that don't show up. And we're thinking, we're not making a decision today that do we end up doing an opt-in or an opt-out? So if you don't RSVP, we're assuming you're coming. If you do RSVP, you can say you're coming, or you can RSVP saying I'm not coming. But just so I get right now more emails, but it's only twice a month. So it's just something to think about, because right now the people that I get emails from are the people that are here or on Zoom, and the people I don't get emails from, I don't get emails from them and nobody sees them.
Scott,
So-
have you thought about making it a calendar item that you either accept or reject, and you can put a note on it?
That's more technical than I'm able to do. But what, maybe you want to be on the committee? I think we'll talk. Thank you. So just the team group, think about it.
All right. Thank you, Scott. I know Judith and now you have done a lot of work to get all the RSVPs going with our new system here. So really appreciate both of you. And with that, we've got an exciting induction here today. I'll stop sharing my screen so people can see Maria. Come on up. So Maria Long, I know, is a familiar face to many of you. You can stand right here. As she was previously in the club. And Maria and I have known each other for a little bit through various philanthropic work, Doctors Without Walls. She's interviewed me on her radio show, Community Matters. And I know that the community does really matter to you, and especially protecting our most vulnerable. And so I'm really pleased to be able to induct you as a new member today. So Fellow Rotarians, today I welcome to our ranks and admit to membership Maria Long. Maria, you have been elected to membership in this club because your fellow members believe you to be a worthy representative of your calling and also to possess qualities that will permit you to exemplify the true spirit of Rotary in the public, business, social, and private life. I wish to impress upon you that you have not only been admitted to the Rotary Club of Santa Barbara Sunrise, but to a worldwide association. And by virtue of membership in this club, you will be welcomed into the fellowship of any Rotary Club in the world. The honor and privilege of Rotary membership carries with it duties and obligations. You will be expected to attend the club's meetings regularly, to perform your share of club service, and to place your knowledge and talents at the disposal of the club in its task of carrying the principles of Rotary into the daily life of the community. So I ask all members to rise. So Rotarian Maria Long, in the name of the Rotary Club of Santa Barbara Sunrise, I now formally admit you to membership in the club. And I'll get your certificate and kit out here. So fellow Rotarians, I commend you to our newest member, Maria Long. And you all to welcome her. And Frank will be her mentor. So Frank, you can come on up. I know Bill wants a picture, and Sandra, you come on up too, because this is your first new member of membership committee of the new year. Okay, that's okay.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah. I'll sneak in.
Oh, yeah. Who are you again? You're somebody important, right? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Oh, you didn't? You gotta take it up with Sandra.
Do I need to say something?
If you'd like.
I just wanted to say that I am very grateful to be back working with you again. It's been a long hiatus. I started, I think, with Rotary in the beginning of my career, maybe over 20 years ago, and was lucky enough to coordinate the Group 8 meetings when we all gathered together, and that was quite a feat. So I'm glad to see so many familiar faces, and I feel very grateful.
So happy to have you, Maria, and exciting to start the year off with a new member here. So we've got a few minutes to do pay and tell, and I know Bob's our sergeant at arms, and I didn't print off some new cards for you. So
This is a club card.
but for those of you that have pay and tell, maybe Bob, you can direct corral them to come up this way so that everyone on Zoom can hear as well. So Conrad, I know you've got something. Come over here.
Get in line.
Yeah, get in line.
Yes, I'd like to, I sent an email to most every club member, but if you didn't get one, it's because they don't have your email. Let me know. I just sent an email to announce I'm going to have a branding website, and me as an author, that'll go live next Thursday at 10 a.m. So if you can join me and my consultant at 10 o'clock, that would be great. Otherwise, you can go to my website after that and look and read and enjoy and comment. I'd appreciate it.
So you're probably going to get really tired of seeing this shirt for every Wednesday through the summer. But anyway, I go straight from here to the Butterfly Pavilion at the Natural History Museum, and I'm a butterfly lady. And I have to tell you that it's really a wonderful experience to walk in and see, I think, approximately 1,000 butterflies. And I know them all by name. And so if you come on the weekday, Wednesday through Friday, it's generally speaking much less crowded, and it's just a really enjoyable experience. When I go to bed at night,
if I'm not thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to do the invocation, I'm thinking about, oh, there's Malachi, there's the Queen, there's some, I say goodnight to my butterfly friends. So please come and enjoy yourself.
What are the opening hours?
10 o'clock, and I think it closes at 6. I'm not sure, but I'm there early, but at 10 o'clock.
They're more active in sunshine.
They are definitely more active in sunshine, and you don't have to be as concerned about stepping on them.
Following Joanne, as I always seem to do, actually, my wife and my son were curators or whatever, they were volunteers for that a number of years ago and had a wonderful time. And the only problem is that you have to be an undertaker all the time because they just don't last that long. So it's the only depressing part of it. But I went this year. It was really, really nice. Quick update on the Belfiore family. So daughter Shauna is getting her master's in speech and language pathology. And so we're very proud of her. And Will is back from Italy and just started his job yesterday down in Westlake Village in energy storage. So that's the update on us.
All right, I have 2 items, and the first one involves David, Hannah's partner, and we had a Rotary moment together about 3 weeks ago. I was sitting at this table and admiring Hannah's new badge. I have this old badge, doesn't have the new colors on it, and I was admiring the badge. And so David and I were talking about that, and he said, well, see, when were you president? When did you join? And I said, in 87. And it was 33 years ago. And he goes, wow, I wasn't even born yet. And on that same theme, Cheryl and I celebrated our 50th anniversary 3 weeks ago. We went to the Ojai Valley Inn and spent the weekend there. Had a really nice time.
Sergeant yields the floor.
All right, thank you, Bob. Thank you, everyone. Great updates. So are we ready for the raffle?
Yes.
Bruce, all righty. Or here, Bruce, come over here. Bruce Almighty.
Okay, I say unto you. So we raised $400. So thank you everybody very much. That was excellent. And I guess let's have Maria pick the number. Does that sound good? So Maria, if you could please pick a number between 1 and 94. Ask Joanne.
1 and 94, 84.
84. Okay, 84. Scott Burns.
We had this set up earlier.
Bruce brought it to Scott. Scott, $60 at Via Maestra. Maybe if you're nice to, or Via Maestra 42. So maybe if you're nice to him, he'll treat
That'll buy you a nice bottle of San Pellegrino.
Exactly. All right. Well, it's my honor to introduce your presenter today, which is me. So I will get my share screen back going. All right, so I understand that I'm now the youngest person to serve as president of this club. The club is slightly older than me, and it is not lost on me. I find it very reassuring that before I was even born, there were people in this community that were looking for ways to make a difference and to give back, and that it's still going. And so it's really exciting that I get this opportunity to lead or delegate or herd the cats this year. And really honored to have this opportunity. So thank you all. Why am I up here? Well, you'll have to ask the past presidents exactly why, since they decided that. But as far as why I'm in Rotary, for those of you who don't know or maybe forgot, just wanted to share a little bit of my story. So I had always heard of Rotary growing up, but really hadn't thought to come to a meeting until I started working for Shelter Box here in town. And Shelter Box was started by a group of Rotarians in Cornwall, England, as part of their Millennium Project. And essentially what they do is provide basic shelter supplies to people who have lost their homes after disaster, or who have fled from conflict. And so I was working at Shelter Box. Since it was founded by Rotarians, and Rotarians are often the people deployed on the ground, delivering the aid. They serve as translators, they house the response team members, and I started really understanding just how broad this global Rotary network is and how much everyone works together to make things happen and make good happen. And then I started meeting more of their board members, and they were really engaged. You'd call them up, ask them to do something, they'd say, oh yeah, sure. I was like, who are these people? These Rotarians, like, I don't have to pull their leg. I see, so that top photo in the top right is Eric Elsey is a Rotarian in Florida that decided to canoe the entire Mississippi River to raise funds for Shelter Box. And there's lots of Rotarians there that day. And just, it was clear that Rotarians were a different type of person. And so I was intrigued. So I showed up, my boss invited me to the World Polio Day event here locally. That's at what's now the Cruisery. And I meet David Velarde, and he talks me into coming here. So I thought, okay, it's walking distance from my house, and I'm a morning person, I'm there. And I come and I find that you all are no different than all the Rotarians I've met before. I mean, I see Dennis coordinating all these service projects. I see everyone else jumping in, pitching in, Diana coordinating events, and everyone being so welcoming. And Karen, my mentor, was just amazing. So there's a lot I could say about all of you, but even though I'm no longer at Shelter Box and I'm now at the UCSB library, I think what became very true for me is people come for the cause, but they stay for the community. And you all have become my community, and I'm so grateful. I wanted to take a minute to thank Eric here. He was handed perhaps the short stick of a year. I mean, Sandra transitioned us into Zoom, and Eric here took us through the whole year with just a couple in-person meetings at the end. And last year was hard for everyone, and I'm sure being a leader was not easy during that time. And just really appreciate you, Eric, and you getting me set up for now. It's so exciting. We're together. I'm here. We can do more service projects in person. So
touch up their face on the Zoom.
Yeah.
He was able to go to Hawaii. No, I guess that didn't happen.
So in thinking about the last year, it was definitely a challenge to figure out how we were going to stay as a club and doing what we do despite the lockdown. But we managed to do lots of things, still the dictionaries, donating to the food bank, honoring our essential workers. I know Chris wrote letters of thanks, the mask making team, supporting our partners in Nicaragua to help with COVID response, coming out and finding, outdoor activities that we could do. And these pictures represent only a small amount of everything the club was able to come together. And I think that's so amazing and inspiring that, last year, I think it was hard to feel like you could do a lot of things. You know, we were told we were non-essential, most of us. But we found ways to be essential to our community, and I applaud that. So now we're in this time of transition, and I really like what Holger Knock, who was just recently came off of being Rotary president. You know, he reminds us that now that we're back, it can't be just business as usual. We've all changed over the last year. We've all learned something. We've had time to reflect. And I think that applies to Rotary. We've got to think about what went well in the pandemic, what didn't go well, how can we be flexible, how can we improve? And so I encourage you all to keep a feedback chain to me of, you know, things that you've thought of over the last year, and make sure to tell our board, because I don't know that the clubs, I don't think the club's going to look exactly the same as it did before. We're already in this hybrid situation and adapting well to that. So I asked this question: what have you learned about yourself in the past 15 months? I know there's been a lot to reflect on, not just the pandemic, but racial issues, political issues. And so actually, I'm going to encourage you all to take just a few minutes to chat with someone next to you at your table about what you've learned, because I think this is really important. We're at a really key moment here. So I'll come ring the bell and stop you, but just take a moment to share.
Diane and I were remarking that throw on
I'm gonna bring us back here. I know I hear lots of really good discussions going on, and I hope you'll, if you haven't already, I hope you'll continue to reflect on this question. Because I know a lot of people are saying things like, oh, 2020 was a wash, let's just forget about that. And I disagree. I think having to really sit with ourselves and think about things and our values has really changed us. And I think that that can make our club stronger. So I know that last year, I acknowledge there was a lot of loss. I know just talking to several of you here, there was loss of people, parents, pets, times for good memories. And so we're coming and meeting again at this place where, you know, we've had a lot to think on. And I know for me, I felt very isolated this time. I know we were still meeting, but it was hard not to feel a little bit alone. And Vivek Murthy, who is our current US Surgeon General, he has a book out about loneliness, and I listened to some of his podcasts, and it wasn't until later I realized the Rotarian had interviewed him, so I should read my magazines more. But I really liked what he said about this in relation to loneliness and isolation, that in those times, being of service reaffirms that we have value to add to the world. And I think that's so true. And that's a conclusion that I came to during this time, and really makes me believe in what Rotary does, and that this is the place for us, and that all of us have value, and we see the value in the people we help. And that's why we can all connect here. So this year, our new leader at the international level is Shekhar Mehta. So this is him with his wife. If you have the Rotary magazine, you can read more about him. So he is from the Rotary Club of Calcutta, and he'll be leading us. Some of his big goals this year are everyone bring one. So what that means is he's encouraging every Rotarian to bring one person to a meeting we've been at. And Sandra agrees. Sandra's going to make sure we fulfill his goal this year. And so thanks to those of you who are already starting the year off with that. He's also really supporting the cause of empowering girls and women. And he is encouraging us to have days of service. So maybe you'll have to chat with Dennis about that one. So something new this year is Rotary has a new area of service. We had 6 for a long time. Now there's a 7th, which is supporting the environment. So now, even though a lot of Rotary clubs have been doing things to support the environment for a long time, this is now something that can be funded through grants if it's specifically environmentally focused. So that's exciting. Also, over the last year, in response to some of the racial discussions going on around the world, Rotary has really prioritized diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the upper level administration of Rotary has assigned a task force to look at what our current status is with Rotary, and they'll be presenting a report in October. So more to come on that, but Rotary is moving, examining how the organization is working in that way.
We're bringing Canadians in for diversity.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yes. So I should mention Jennifer Jones is the president nominee, and she'll be the first female Rotary International president ever. Thanks. Amazing. Really happy that that's finally happening. So here's our district leadership. So for those of you that don't know, Rotary's broken down from the international level into smaller group zones, areas. Then there's the district. And so Dana Moldovan is the district governor. I had the pleasure of getting to know Dana. She was the international service leader when I was as well. I know she's Romanian. She's very involved in Mediators Beyond Borders and heart surgeries for children, and she's amazing. So she'll be coming at some time this year to talk to us. And then our very own Chris is the assistant governor. So he'll be coordinating, getting all the presidents in the group 8, which is from Carp to Goleta, in gear, including me. So if you've got any complaints about the district, Chris is your guy. Or compliments. So we're very lucky that Chris is in our club and has this position because we've got a direct line to the district that way. So this is our board of directors. I won't read them all off because I know they've been announced at various times, but huge thanks to all of these people who have stepped up in a year that is, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. There's lots of changes. And I know I feel so lucky to be working with these 12. They're like my 12 disciples here. And I was adding it up before our retreat, and I think now that we're in the new Rotary year, this group combined has more than 200 years of Rotary service. So I may have 3.5, but I've got the backing of all of these people, so we're in a good place here. And some of the goals, this is very high level, but obviously, retain and gain is Sandra's mantra. We want to deepen our community partnerships. I think the laptops is a great example of that. You know, we've been working with LaQuesta for a while and finding more ways to support them. Hopefully, we can travel internationally. We'll see what happens, but our global grant with Nicaragua is going to continue. Create a culture of content sharing. So I know Karen works really, really hard to publicize all the awesome things our club does. And we can support her by sending her stories and photos and things that she can keep sharing so we can tell our story in the community. So I encourage all of you to send things her way when you have them. Increase our impact with more funds. Jim talked about that earlier, but hopefully we'll be able to have a fundraiser or 2 this year and it'll be successful and we'll be able to do even more. And then my right-hand person here will help us transition to hybrid. Scott.
She's your right.
My left-hand person. So figuring out our transition to hybrid and making that a good experience for everyone. So now I want to introduce you to Sunny. You may have seen him with Oscar. But so Sunny is going to be our little traveling Rotary animal this year, or I guess not animal, but flower. So Oscar, if you want to come up. So Sunny, the goals of Sunny, he's going to travel throughout the club. And the goal is to spread sunshine, since we're sunrisers, throughout our community via the baton of Sunny. He's basically a baton. So the goal is that each Rotarian will get Sunny at least once during my year. And when you get Sunny, it means while you have him, you do something small, an act of kindness. So I had Sunny and I just wrote some really nice Yelp reviews for businesses that I like. And then I passed Sunny off to Oscar. And Oscar, you want to tell us what you did?
Okay, before I do, Hannah, I just want to say we love you and you know, we have your back and we love what you're doing and you give us hope. So thank you. I think this is a great idea. And when she asked me to do this, it was interesting because, you know, I try to do a good deed often and regularly, like all of us, right? But this one really got me thinking, and Hannah was great. She said, you know, you can make your wife breakfast one day. And I thought, okay, well, I did that and I still didn't feel like that was enough. It was kind of something I do. And I cleaned the house and I picked up after my kid and I did all the things that kind of I do anyway, right? When we left the 4th of July party, Angelina was saying, Angelique said, thank you, Diana. Look, how about I come by? If you like, I can come by tomorrow morning and help you. And I thought, see, that's such a nice, simple act of kindness. And it was so inspiring. So anyway, I love this idea and it forced me to think a little bit about what to do. And so I walk these stairs all the time at Shoreline and they're just littered with bark and leaves and sand and little nubby pods that are dangerous. And so I just got my broom and my shovel and went down there and started sweeping all the stairs. And I debated, should I wear my Rotary vest or not? I thought, no, this is not a Rotary thing. This is my thing. I've been wanting to do this. So it took me a while and there were people coming and going. Everybody said, thank you. There was an old couple going down and the guy had walking sticks. And she stopped and said, thank you so much. This is always so hard for us. I'm always worried that we're going to trip on something. And so I just really, really appreciate you doing this, you know? And so the reality is it's a win-win. I felt so positive doing something that I've wanted to do. And then they felt really, you know, kind in their remarks. So I want to pass this on to another member who has been with us for a long time and is celebrating an anniversary. So Bill, I want to introduce you to Sunny and I hope you'll carry it forward.
Thank you so much, Oscar.
I think Sunny's actually a daffodil.
So Sunny helping us find ways to spread kindness in the little ways. So these are your Sunny instructions. So when you're bestowed with Sunny, you've got to do something small or big that makes the world a better place. Document Sunny's time with you. So take a photo, maybe he's at whatever you did, and then pass him along to another Sunriser. And you can pass him before the next meeting if you see someone or at the next meeting. And then, so at the next meeting, you'll be asked to update us on Sunny's adventures.
Okay. Can I get another one and call it share?
If you want. So on to our next thing. So I know I'm not leaving a lot of time for this, and this has been rumors spreading around the club. So it is true that there is an increase in our meal cost. So pre-COVID, we were charged for a minimum of 40 attendees, which came out to about $20.55 a meal. And we made up for that difference through some of the ways we charge our club dues. Currently, now that we're back, the Santa Barbara Club's no longer charging us a minimum. However, the cost for breakfast has increased. So for the full breakfast we have today is now $25.85 a person. Luckily, the club is in a great position right now. We've had the most funds we've ever had because some of us didn't go to Hawaii and Taiwan and do other things. So at the moment, the club is subsidizing the difference because we want you all to have a full breakfast. But it's not, my treasurer tells me it's not sustainable in the long term to keep our fee structure as it is and be able to keep paying for things. And so we're gonna have to figure this out. The board started talking about this a little bit at our retreat. There was a lot of agreement that people want the full meal. We were offered a smaller continental option, but that doesn't seem desirable. Some other things that came up are that, people are on Zoom, they're still benefiting from the meeting, but they're not having breakfast. What can we do there? So some different ideas floating around. We don't have an official proposal yet, but we'll be meeting next week. Will be our first board meeting of the year, and this will be a topic of figuring out some proposals for how we might resolve this. If we need to look at venues and that kind of thing. So, we're right at 8:30, but if you have thoughts, if you have questions, let me know or Scott know, Judith, some people on the board between now and our board meeting on Wednesday, the 14th, if you have thoughts on how this might be done or you need some clarification. So let us know that, but likely there'll be some changes in our fee structure. So I know that's not the most exciting note to leave off of, but that's one of the big things on our plates this year. So with that, I will adjourn the meeting.
27 to go.
31. I wanted a little more time for that, but.
I remember years ago. Speakers committee.
I want to end meeting, should have ended this already.